Hi, welcome to my channel, Debbie Rose Fashion. Thank you for joining me again today. Please, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, just hit the bell button so that every time I post a new video, you will be the first to get the notification. So I thank you for those who have been liking my videos and giving their comments and feedbacks on WhatsApp. Please do keep in touch with me and let me know in areas I can get better. And so today I'll be showing you another type of design to make. And let's go to the workroom now so that I will show you how to cut and sew. Hello, you're welcome to the Bureau's online training. Today we'll be making our bodycon dress. Now the bodycon dress is a fitted dress on the bodice. Fitted dress. There will be no darts because we're using the elastic fabric. Like you can use lycra or scuba. So we're using the scuba fabric for this tutorial. And then our sleeves will be the elbow length plus the tiered sleeves. Tier in the sense that it is in layers. So this is the tiered sleeves. That's layered sleeves. So you can set to make yours 3 flares or 2, but mine is 2. So I'll just show you this technique and you can modify on your own. So let's go to our fabric now. So now you're going to first measure your vertical points. So you can see I'm trying to cut the two together. That's the front and the back block. That's why I folded my fabric into 4. So there'll be no zipper points. So I'm cutting it the same way, like this. So you get your vertical points. Shoulder to my bust is 10 plus ½ inch that I'll be sewing at the shoulder. Shoulder to under bust 13 plus ½ inch, to waist 17 plus half, and then my waist to hip is 6½ inches. Okay. So now I'll go to the circumference measurement. I'm going to be dividing my shoulder by 2. That is, so my shoulder is 14 divided by 2, that's 7 inches. And then you mark your armhole measurements. Armhole is 16 here, divided by 2 is 8. You mark the midpoint of the armhole, which is 4, and also 8. And so you also align the shoulder measurements on that armhole point. You get your 7 inches, and then you connect the 7 inches together. That's the armhole point to the shoulder this way. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking the midpoint that I marked. Remember, we always take in a 1/4 inch, like 3/4 inch or ½ inch. So you're going to be connecting with your curve. You connect with your curve. Let me come this way, like this. I hope you can see this because this chalk is a bit faint. Okay, and so you connect again to the tip of the shoulder, like this. So now we're going to do our circumference measurement. The bust is the bust is 38. 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. You mark 9.5. Now because this fabric stretches, you're not going to put the 2 inches we normally do for our allowance. You're just going to add ½ inch seam allowance. In fact, if you want this really fitted on your body, don't add any allowance at all. So you'll be sewing your dress with just ½ inch allowance. But I don't want it to clinging to my body. That's why I'm adding the allowance of ½ inch. The under bust is 32 divided by 4, that's 8. I'm adding just ½ inch seam allowance. Okay, but if you're making this for a big size person who can get uncomfortable when they wear tight things, then it's better you add 1 inch or 1½ inches seam allowance. So you'll be sewing with ½ inch. So the remaining 1 inch will just be for the ease on the body. Now this is a fitted dress. You don't need extra allowance for normal bodycon. So the waistline is 34. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. I'll be adding ½ inch to that for the allowance too. Then the hip line is 39. 39 divided by 4 is 9¾ that's 9.75 plus ½ inch seam allowance. Now you come to the hemline. Now your hemline is dependent on you. You can decide to make it your knee length or maybe 3 inches above the knee. Okay, it depends on you, but this is on my knee. So I'll be bringing down the measurement of the hip there. This 10.5 like this, and then I'll be subtracting 1 inch from that measurement, so that it's going to be pencil in a way. It's going to bring out some shape. So you connect with your ruler, connect your points with your ruler. Okay, so now to eliminate any contour, you can just use your curve to mark the hip point. You just create the curve there, and also on the, you see now there's a contour here, so you're just going to curve this in, okay, and you connect it that way. So this is our bodycon. For the front block, I'll be slanting in this 3/4 at the armhole, but for the back block, I'll just be cutting straight like this. So when I cut, you will see how it is. Okay, so now I've cut out the 2 blocks, and you can see that the front block is curved in at the mid armhole, while the back block remains on the shoulder line. Okay, so now I'll be getting the neck width. The neck width I want is 7 inches. That's 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. My fabric is on fold, so I'm dividing by 2. Now the neck depth for the back, I want 1.5 inches. And then the neck depth for the front, I want 4.5 inches. Now, you discover that on the length of the neck, I don't usually subtract measurements. Why? Because by the time you're sewing 1/2 inch into the shoulder, it has reduced the neck length. Okay, but when you now sew the facing or lining with another 1/2 inch, it will open back to the original measurement. So now, for instance, this is 4.5 inches. By the time I'm sewing the shoulders together, it becomes 4 inches. So when I'm turning the neckline with facing or lining, it will open back with 1/2 inch. So that comes back to 4.5. That's why you don't subtract any measurements, any inch from the length of your neck. You only subtract 1 inch from the width of your neck. So I'll also be getting that 3 inches on the other side, and then I'll create a square first. Then you can then create a curve from your square. Mind you, the front and the back necklines are not the same. The back is up while the front is lower. But if you want a similar neck, you can cut the 2 together. But I don't want a similar neck, so I won't be cutting together. So the shoulder slant, you mark 1 inch from the top of the shoulder into the armhole. So you slant it to the tip of your neck width, and then you cut that out on the front and the back. So now I'll just cut out the facing. So you can see my dress has no need for that. I'm just going to be sewing with 1/2 inch. So I'm going to be cutting out the facing for this neckline. It's going to be about 2.5 inches wide, to be wide, and then it's going to be take the exact shape of this neckline for the front and the back. So I'll show you how to cut the sleeves after that. Okay, so now we're going to cut our sleeve. Just cut the basic sleeve. The cap height is 3 inches. That's the cap height. To get your cap height, you divide your bust by 12 plus 1/2 inch. That's how you get your cap height. And then on that point, you mark your armhole measurements. That's 8. 16 divided by 2, 8. So you draw an S to connect the top of your cap into the armhole. And then you get your sleeve length and then the sleeve circumference, and you connect that into the armhole. For your flare, you should know how to draft your flare already. So I'm going to cut in 2. I've cut 2. The shorter one is on top, and so we're going to be sewing this to this sleeve area. So this is how our flare is going to be, our tiered sleeves. Thanks for watching. Now we are sewing the bodycon dress. So you're going to you're going to sew the facing to the neckline. with 1/2 inch. You can see that round, and then you'll be using the serging machine, that's the overlocking machine, to weave the edges of your machine. Let me show you how to do that. So this is the serging machine, the overlocking machine or weaving machine. So you take the edge of the facing, round it, and you keep weaving all the way to the end of your facing. So once you're done with the weaving, both for the front and the back, you're going to do the facing at that point. So then you will now notch round. You're going to notch this round like this. You notch round to the seam line. It's going to be very close to the seam line, but make sure you don't cut off into the seam line. So you just notch round like that. So now I want to top stitch. You have to top stitch the seam here to the facing. You have to top stitch it to the facing. So what do? You turn it to the wrong side like this. You open up the facing from the block of the dress, and then you put the seam line down, that seam you have made. So you make sure you open up so it doesn't enter under. And now you're going to be top stitching a 1/4 inch away from the seam line. A 1/4 inch away from the seam line. You can see, just a 1/4 inch. You are sewing on the facing, not on the block of the dress. So I'm done with the top stitching. So by the time you turn it to the right side like this, the neckline is going to lay perfectly. It's going to lay like this. So now what do you want to do? You want to turn the shoulders together. You want to turn the shoulders. So you place the front of the back, sorry, the right side of the back, place it on the right side of the front, and then you put you're going to place the seam line. You see the seam line of the shoulder area, they must touch each other. It's going to touch like this, okay, and then you turn this in, turn both shoulders like this, and you're going to be sewing 1/2 inch. The 4 will stay together, and you sew 1/2 inch down. So that's how to join your shoulders together. So you cut off the corner of the 2 shoulders you've sewn. So you cut off the bulge at that corner. So this is how it's going to be. You can see it's very neat, very neat. So now you're going to iron, and then I don't want my dress this plain, so I'll be putting an applique here now. I'll show you how to use the glue gun in fixing an applique. Okay, so I want to put some appliques here, and you can see that if you have pieces of French lace or any beautiful lace at home, I just cut out the shape at different points on this lace, and that's what I'm going to be attaching with my glue gun. This is the glue gun. If you don't know what it is, it's sold in the market. I think I bought this for 1,500 or there, about 1,005 or 1,700 with the candle wax. It comes with the candle wax. So I'll be showing you how to fix it on. So after cutting the appliques from the lace, just get a lighter or candle, and then you use the heat to just use it around each piece of your applique. So that way it would not allow it to keep removing thread by the time you keep washing your dress. So it's going to hold the applique in place and prevents it from fraying. So once we are done with that, we'll now take the glue gun. Bring the glue gun. You switch it on from the source, and then this is the power button. You switch on your power button. So now you just place it round. You press the gun here, and then the melted gum will come out. So you take it around your applique like that. Can we be faster? And in the middle of the applique. Okay, now you put it back on the area you want it to stay. Okay, so that's how you're going to gum the applique on your fabric using the glue gun. If you have the UHU gum or B7000 or E6000, you can also use them as other fabric glues around. You can use them to fix your applique. So with that done, you can then finish up the edge of the M line. You can add to it, but while cutting I discovered that it was too short for me. That's why I cut an extension and I added it to it. So you can see that I also weaved the edge so that the thread won't be coming out. So it's just for finishing sake. And so you discover that the neck has no zipper. So if you feel this will be too small for your head, I think it's better to have a deeper neckline. You can have a deeper neckline in front, or make the neckline for both equal, so that if you're making braids or something, your head can still, and the dress can still enter through the head. So now I'll be turning it to the wrong side. We'll be turning to the wrong side. And then you're going to sew the side here with 1/2 inch. Remember, we added only 1/2 inch allowance. So you're going to sew the two sides together on the wrong side. Sew it with 1/2 inch. So I'm done with my sewing. Now you're going to measure the opening of the armhole here, and you also make sure it corresponds with the opening of the sleeve here. And so now you measure your sleeve circumference, and you also join it to the armhole slope there. So you can see I also weaved. Now when you're doing this for a client or customer, please use the color of the fabric in weaving. Use the color of the fabric. And so you can see I've turned the sides, the hem of my flare. I've also top stitched it. You can see I just folded I doubled the 1/4 inches. I doubled the 1/4 inch, and then I folded and sewed on it. Okay, so the small flare is on the big flare. So I also weaved it round. So now I'll be sewing the right side of the flare on the sleeve circumference. So now this is our sleeve. I've fixed the flare into the sleeve. So we're going to join this to the bodice of the bodycon dress now. Okay, so you join the sleeve and the bodice at the armhole, and you just sew your 1/2 inch round. 1/2 inch round. Okay. So while sewing, I discovered that the applique, was, so at some point when the breeze blows on the gum, it becomes, it becomes hard, it becomes solid. So in order to melt it and gum it permanently to your fabric, you sprinkle water on the applique, and then you just look for maybe a foil paper or a white piece of clothing or handkerchief, and then you put it against it and you press with the iron. That way it's going to melt the gum that has become solid and glue the applique permanently to your dress. So instead of doing hemming round your neckline, you can get your hemming gum. It comes in black and white. So so you cut out pieces of it like this, and then you put it under your facing, and then you're going to use your iron to gum that down like this. Okay, so that's the result of the hemming gum. You can see that it's firm on it. So that's the finished dress with the tiered sleeves. Finished bodycon dress with the tiered sleeves.